Yeah. You're going for a ride today. Yeah. Yeah. Ashwin is the most serious one. Yeah.
All right, welcome back, viewers. Welcome to episode number 18. We're back in. We had to get in some character because of the topic that we are talking about. It is the Harley Davidson X440. So, Anmol,
Yeah.
tell me, you saw the bike. Let's get some feel about that bike first from you. Uh, then we go ahead with this conversation. You went to the showroom, took the test ride, and all. What was the feel?
Initially, my perception was very different for the bike from what I saw online, and the creatives, the videos, how it was made, why it was made. All of that was very different. And I before going to the showroom, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, YouTube reviews. How was the test ride? But when I went to the showroom, so I watched so it was the first bike that have come here in the Dehradun chapter.
Hmm.
So they launched it in front of us. It was covered in that red cloth, and
Hmm.
then the owner of the chapter came in. He raised the cloth, then he started the bike for the first time, rev it. So it was a totally different kind of a sound, what you expect from a
Yeah.
Harley. And
Potato.
that hot, yeah, potato sound, and that hot fume coming out of it. You feel that the engine just revved up. And then they called us. I went in front of the bike, and it looked totally different from the front. I
Hmm.
never expected that it will look like a Harley, but it was so different.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then and then I got the chance to sit on it, start it, rev it up. So
Uh,
the experience was just different. It was a Harley experience.
well,
I
why don't you share some videos? Show us some videos.
Yeah, yeah, why not, why
Even
not?
I haven't seen it, so let's see it.
Yeah,
What
let
happened?
me just share my
I
screen
think like
once.
the entire experience of being in the Harley showroom must have been amazing, right?
Yeah, yeah, the experience was totally different. Let me just
हम
open my
तो भाई यार वहां पे जाके बस घूम फिर के आ जाते हैं यार वो खरीदे नहीं खरीदे.
actually, even
No, go ahead with the conversation. Let's see it. Mahal banaya jaye. Just see what happened out there.
so I took out some clips, and then the close up of the bike. So this is the bike, and to show you, this is the front look of the bike.
Nice, nice.
So it was just different. It looked like a Harley. It felt like Harley. So this is me sitting on the bike,
Hmm.
and then
Sure,
so
sure,
sales
sure.
manager explaining me the analog meter. So I will show you the analog meter as well, digital meter.
Oh, nice.
All the features, Harley connected tech.
You know what? Like,
So
it is giving that Harley iron kind of feel also. Like the look
yeah,
and
and
feel.
plus I will, I will, for our audience, I will also show them the rev sound of it. So this was the rev sound of the Harley.
Hmm.
It was pretty nice.
Nice.
It was a good experience. So there were also other Hog members present, and they also did a comparison of the Harley
So, I
X440
mean,
sound.
you met the other Hog members. Like obviously they own much bigger bikes than this. What
Yes.
was their feedback? Did you get to speak to them? What were they
So
feeling?
they said that first of all, for us Harley as a brand, we have been riding twin cylinder 1400, 1200, 1800 cc
Also,
engine.
this is like they made a single cylinder bike after say 50 years or something.
Yes,
I
50 years
might
or
be wrong.
something.
Like yeah,
Yes, you
but
are right. You are right.
yeah,
50
but
years or something.
yeah, so usually I mean all the Harley bikes are V twin engines.
Yes. So when I was having a conversation with them, so these guys, they own 2 to 3 Harleys plus the top variants of it, 1982 cc engine, and pretty huge bikes.
Hmm.
And while talking to them, they said basically till date in India, the main thing was everyone could not become a Harley member because of the service cost, because the pricing, and then
We'll
the
come to
bike
that.
is not easy to handle.
We'll come to that. But I want to. We'll come to the affordability part and all. But I want to get the feel of like the hardcore Harley owners. What did they think about this bike? Like what was their thought about it? Did they accept it or did they think नहीं यार ये तो hero बना है? What was the
They
reaction?
accepted it, they somehow accepted it.
They did
So,
accept.
of course, not all the Hog members were happy with the bike because, of course, this is pretty affordable and all of those things. But yeah,
Hmm.
the major ones that were there who did the unveiling of the bike here, so all
Hmm.
of them standing there were Hog members
Hmm.
besides the owners. So they did the launch of it and they were pretty happy with the bike that more people will be able to join the community, more people can become Harley. And they said something very important that we as the hog owners, we live Harley Davidson life every day, every
Hmm.
minute of our day. And
Hmm.
now you can also be a part of it with X440 for the beginners.
So
And
this can be an up and down side both.
yeah,
Like we'll come to it later. Okay, so I mean, yeah. Now our viewers must be thinking, why are these marketing guys talking about Harley Davidson? Suddenly they became a bike enthusiast. So no, this is not just another bike review video. We as marketeers, we love Harley Davidson as a brand because of they they know their marketing very well.
they
I
know
mean,
them.
we, any market guy from marketing would tell you that Harley Davidson is a case study in itself when it comes to marketing. It is a marketing brand. It is a marketing. It is less about the motorcycle. It is more about the brand and the marketing
Brotherhood.
and the hype that they have created around it, the
Totally
brotherhood,
true.
the cult and the tribe. They started it all.
Yeah.
If you look at it, like starting from attaching the
1900s.
brand,
Yeah.
yeah, the brand to patriotism, being American, buying American, building American. It was all it somewhere started with brands like Harley, if not just only
Right.
Harley Davidson. It started with Harley. So this is now obviously, if we are marketeers, we'll talk about Harley if it is doing something new, and it is they are doing something which is
Very new.
not their forte. Which is they are deviating from their usual plan and doing something. So let's come to that. So before we begin with that, let's just understand the entire motorcycle culture of India. India is the largest producer and consumer and exporter of motorcycles in the world,
Right.
right? So and in that, but there's a huge but in between. Harley Davidson is not that bike that India
Right.
produces or consumes
Totally.
at the moment. Right. So, and we all heard the story how Harley Davidson entered the market, like say 10 years ago, maybe, yeah, 10 years ago. And
10 years.
yeah, 10 years ago. And they just, within 10 years, they had to pack their bags and leave. There was a huge controversy with their dealers who were left in the limbo in the country. And like they didn't have any answers from the Harley Davidson body.
And this
I
happened
mean,
in during the pandemic. I remember during the pandemic, my one of my friends was in the dealership, and he used to tell me that my I don't know about my job if I am secure or not because the brand is going away and there is no update.
yes, I remember. I remember. Yes, yes. When we had started, Cropsicle had
Yeah,
begun. We used to have this discussion: what is happening with Harley? And yes,
totally.
our friend,
And it was pretty
she
shocking that such an iconic brand is going away from India. And
yes,
but
it was
when we
shocking and sad. I mean, all of us
yeah,
were so happy. I mean, Harley Davidson, like it came with a came to India with a big bang.
right,
Right from setting up an assembly plant in Manasa, which was a big deal. I mean, Harley setting up a plant in India in itself was a big deal, and then
exactly,
they started from the scratch. From setting up plant to training the mechanics and creating an entire
totally.
cult and brotherhood in India. They were going all guns blazing.
Huh.
The Harley Davidson story in India cannot is incomplete without the story of Royal Enfield itself. So
Right.
let's understand. Yeah, I mean, Royal Enfield was being called the Harley Davidson of India. Let's not forget that. And I
Yeah.
think this is where this is what something Harley saw it as an opportunity. The rise of Royal Enfield in the 2010s, when I bought my first Royal Enfield after coming back to India. It was a dream for me since I was a child, and I bought my first UC engine. You know, like the first new
Why not
engine that
show it to our
Royal Enfield
audience?
had introduced after having that iron cast engine for a long time. Royal Enfield started giving fairly good mileage, and people started buying Royal Enfield, and Siddharth Lal just revived the brand, and it became a big deal. And suddenly, Royal Enfield created an entire cult of biking in India. So obviously, Harley saw that pocket and uh, wanted to cash in on that market.
Right.
So, and they didn't want Royal Enfield to get away with the title of being the Harley
Yeah,
Davidson of India. They
of
said
India.
they must have said, "Oh no, there can be only one Harley Davidson, and it's us." But they didn't do the marketing research properly. I mean, even though Harley knows its marketing very well, but understanding Indian market is
Is a
something.
bit different thing.
It
It's
is
a bit different
it
thing.
is a bit different. They thought they will just enter the market and sweep it all. But that did not happen. So let's understand first what happened to Harley Davidson when it came to India. So what do you think, Anmol? What had happened? I need your inputs in this. What happened to Harley?
तो इंडिया में देखो कोई भी आएगा धमाके से तो आएगा, इट्स एन अमेरिकन ब्रांड,
आएगा
ओके।
है ना? हम्म।
आया, धमाका किया, बट वो धमाका सिर्फ इट वाज
वो
जस्ट द टिप ऑफ द आइसबर्ग।
वो
वो वही
हाइड्रोजन
हुआ।
बम बीडी बम कैसे बन गया?
Minimum बन गया। So first of all, like if you see American brands, when they come to India, they think that they will just bring the same product that they sell there. They will start selling it here, and everything will become a success. That's where I think Harley Davidson have gone wrong.
Chemical companies have gone wrong in India, be
Yeah,
it
this because
Chevrolet,
of this
be it
reason.
Ford, all of them faced loss. Chevrolet left India.
Right.
Ford is somehow surviving in India.
Yeah.
The same thing as what Harley is doing now with X440. They came up with Ford EcoSport, which was
Right.
actually developed in India for India, and now it is being exported from India to the US. You know that?
Right. Right. That's where Harley also learned their lesson. What they did initially is they brought the bikes from the outside. What American people used to ride, they didn't consider who they are selling it to in India. Of course, you are selling it to rich people because your bike is very expensive. Me, as a normal Indian, I can't afford it, and especially considering the maintenance cost, as an Indian, I will go for a low level bike, or our Indian favorite Splendor. If I say,
Right.
India is dominated by these kind of bikes. If you see, most people will ride on certain kind of bikes which are in this segment, and then there are some passionate riders. They will go for Royal Enfield, but
Hmm.
then upper segment came into the picture, which is Harley. Now,
Hmm.
Harley being such a heavy bike with coming up a lot of things into it, of course, some people liked it, but of course, it was not meant for the market. There
Well,
was not a.
it's not about liking, no, Anmol. See, all of our, it is an aspirational brand.
Yeah,
Let's not,
it is an aspiration.
let's give it to them that Harley is an aspirational brand. But
Right.
अगर मेरे पास पैसा होगा, definitely I'll buy one Harley. You know, if I have the time, money, and but let's understand the Indian folks. No, why even like a person like me who bought a Royal Enfield, I had all the dreams that I'll go for ride all over India. But at the end of the day, I was using my Royal Enfield to commute to work.
Exactly. And you can't do that with a Harley. You can't do that with a Harley.
Imagine being stuck in the Indian traffic in the middle of afternoon in Delhi.
And so just
Yeah,
imagine,
so
on the top
it's
of your
just not.
head, you are getting the sun rays, and from the bottom of your head, you are getting the fuselage engine. You can't
It's
survive.
I mean, it was just not practical. And secondly, maintaining a Harley. You know, first of all, the Indian mentality is uh, in the same price I can buy one SUV. I can buy an
Exactly.
SUV. That's what an Indian would think. Forget about, or I can buy a small car and a Royal Enfield.
Exactly.
So why
Put in
should
it.
I go for a two wheeler? At the end of the day, for an Indian, a Harley is a two wheeler.
Right.
right? So
And
the Indian mentality is value for money. They'll think, okay, how much I'm getting out of it? Kitna deti hai? Right?
right.
It's not a I wouldn't say that it's a cheapskate mentality. It is about they want to get the best out of anything.
Anything. Indian
Yes.
market is different. That's where,
So they see they don't mind spending a lakh on so mentality has changed. But even a rich Indian person thinks 10 times before he puts his money into something, right?
right.
So a rich Indian person would think, okay, I can spend 1 lakh. What am I getting out of it? Right. And
Right.
Royal Enfield would give you the same the brand value, the Tashan that
Right.
gives. Even though Royal is Enfield is a much smaller bike, but when you sit on that bike, it does give you that aura.
Yeah.
The
And especially as per the Indian body type and as per what the Indian mentality is, that bike gives you everything.
You look at the foreigners like who come
Yeah.
to India, they love Royal Enfield.
They love Royal Enfield.
एक लंबा चौड़ा गोरा भी बैठ जाता है ही लुक्स उस पे भी टशन आता है यार आई मीन अपने तो गांव
Exactly.
गांव में लाइक लंबे चौड़े जाट लोग बैठते हैं आई मीन दे लुक गुड ऑन अ रॉयल एनफील्ड
Yeah.
सो
Royal Enfield is meant for the. Yeah.
वो sofa it does not give that car kind of feel but a Royal Enfield it does give you that aura and at the same time Royal Enfield has that history that legacy on
Right.
top of it. Let's not forget what did Harley build itself on which we spoke of in the beginning was made in America for American, you know, with the patriotism that was attached to it. So, and Royal Enfield was did the same thing in India.
Right. They.
Royal Enfield played on patriotism of it is made in India. You know, it is
Right.
developed in India. It is for the Indians, by the Indians, and that's what Harley was doing in America. So
Right.
when a Royal Enfield is called the Harley of India, let's not forget it is the same pattern on which Harley built itself in the US. Royal Enfield has built itself in the same way in India. So it is an
The
Indian bike.
marketing strategies are the same, but for different continents.
Indians take pride as much pride in a Royal Enfield as an American would take in a Royal Enfield.
Right.
So when Indian has his own brand, why would he sit on an American bike and you know? Uh,
Exactly. And Harley, when they came to India, what they were doing is they were assembling the bikes here in India.
right.
That was the main key thing that they.
Another thing, yes, yes. So since they were assembling and not manufacturing in India, the taxes on a
Yes.
imported bike is more than 100%.
Exactly.
I think
Exactly.
imported car you would pay about 180% in India, and on an imported bike it's somewhere 100% and plus. And not to forget the registration fee and whatnot that comes along with it, and everything that goes into Harley for servicing also is imported. And
Yes.
as
Even the oil, engine oil. If you want to change it, it will be imported from America.
on the other hand, a Royal Enfield, an enthusiast myself, I can fix my bike. Half basic touch up I can do myself. If you ask me, I can do an oil change as well. I just give it to a mechanic because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Right? It is that
And if
simple.
you see one thing here in India, we like to do our own things.
We like
We
to do
want
our
things that we can fix on our own.
see,
Harley
even
is not
probably
something
even
that I can.
Ali, the Indians would have done that. But see, the that a Royal Enfield, you can stop on the side of the road and a small mechanic can fix your bike.
Right.
That's not
With
happening.
Harley, you need a technician
Yeah, you need a
trained by
technician. Yes, it is a complicated engine, bulk of an engine, something that we don't understand.
them.
Uh,
Yes.
and at the same time, you like we were talking about the value for money. That bike was not giving that to the Indians.
Totally. Totally
And
agree.
yes, let's not forget there were many many defects that were there. Like the clutch plates were burning really fast, and
Yes.
I mean, again, Harley was doing the same thing that what Royal Enfield in 2005 was doing. You know, the clutch plates were burning off, and so the Indians are very is a very sensitive customer.
And you need to understand two things. Harley, the roads that you see in USA are very different. What you see in India is not, you know.
That's what I said ना यार एक इंडियन क्या करता है I mean we drive it through the traffic ना let's forget not
Exactly.
forget the Indian traffic first okay now our highways are very good, but
Right.
to get to the highway also you have to go through the
Go through
traffic,
the city traffic. Yeah.
right? And the Indian weather, it's not helping.
Totally.
So I think that, so when you and I, we like, first of all, we were sad in 2020 that Ali is leaving, and when
Right.
Ali made a comeback, we were thinking, with that too, with Hero, and we were like thinking, oh, what are they thinking? I mean,
What?
what were they
Yeah.
thinking? What are they doing? Now suddenly it all makes sense.
Right. It makes sense.
Suddenly it
It
all
makes.
makes sense. So earlier, like, Harley thought like the Royal Enfield has created a market for them, so they came up with all their big bikes, and now they've learned the lesson like any American company does. They love to fail. That is
Right.
what we always talk about. They love to. They failed. They burnt what, $500 million. I don't know how much they spent.
Yeah. It's a
Lost.
big figure. It's a big figure.
Uh,
For our audience, what we can do is we will put it in the description where you
in the
can know more
description,
about this.
pardon my. So my ignorance. Yes, but they did spend a lot of money. I mean,
Yeah.
setting up an assembly plant and then shutting it down, that is a big deal. I mean, you're
Yeah.
spending a lot of cash. But they burnt that cash, they learned the lesson big time. And they're not just making comeback in India, they're doing it the same thing in China as well. So in
Yes.
India, they partnered with the Hero Motocorp, and second, they partnered with Benelli in China.
Right.
So some Chinese version of, and it is a Chinese version of X440 is being launched in
Right.
China as well. But it is, I've heard like from sources that it is not as good, and it is less powerful bike as well.
Yes, it is a 395 cc. Here in India, we are getting 440 cc.
440 cc, and
Yeah.
plus, well, it's made in China.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah. Yeah.
expect? But
Even made in India is something different.
still better. We were we are rough on
And
the edges, but
if you see,
they
Ashwin,
yes.
how things have changed now. We want our bikes to be made in India.
Mm.
Even with this, now this
I
being made in India,
yeah,
we are liking it. We are
yeah,
liking it more.
yeah. So now they've learned the lesson. Let's forget about China. Let's talk about India.
Yeah.
Now they want to kill Royal Enfields, both the markets, the 350 cc to 500 cc. They
500 cc.
Yes, they're entering right in the middle with the 440 cc bike. So, and it is being developed
In the
by,
CTI facility
yes,
of Japan.
in the CTA
Yeah.
facility of Hero Motocorp, and uh, all the guidance is from Harley, but it is being developed by the Hero Motocorp. So, see, a lot of things we have to look over here. First of all, Hero Motocorp gains the technical know-how from Harley Davidson. They uh, they
Exactly.
they they gain from their collaboration, and secondly, uh, they have again bridged another gap that was there, which was manufacturing in India.
In
You know,
India.
now
Yes. This is one of the biggest gaps.
that is why X440 is so affordable, because that 100% tax is missing. The same bike which
Right.
is for 2 lakh change would have been probably 4 lakh change if it was being imported
Totally.
from. So people must be thinking, why did they let Motocorp manufacture it for them or develop it for them? Let's
Hero
not
is one
forget,
of the
at the end
biggest
of the day,
in the world in
yes,
terms of.
let's not forget, at the end of the day, Harley Davidson is developing and manufacturing it. In a way, Hero Motocorp is assembling it for them. But on the papers, Hero Motocorp is getting the technical know-how, and Harley Davidson is guiding them.
Right.
And on the papers, it is being manufactured in India by an Indian company. So
Exactly.
so people who must be thinking that it is a hero bike, no, it's not. It is actually a
It is a
pure.
Harley bike.
It is a thoroughbred Harley, which has been assembled by Hero Motocorp. So you see, I might be wrong, but this is what I feel. This is my concept conspiracy theory, because I believe in aliens. Right.
Well, that was a good one.
Yeah, this is my analysis. So, and I love conspiracy theories, and it is quite clear. It's in your face what they're doing with it. So, what do you think, Anmol? Like, what is next move? I mean, you've been there to the showroom. What was the feel of it? And did you meet some custom bike
Yeah,
guys?
I met them, and so there were a lot of bookings I saw in front of me for the X440. And
Hmm.
another thing, what I am seeing with the X440 is that they have launched three models. But what I think is they have launched it on purpose,
Hmm.
because in every showroom you are going to see the top model, and people are booking only the top model.
Hmm.
So what they did is they showed it that we are launching at 229, but
But
then
there's just 20,000 rupees difference in each model,
yes.
so it's not much difference.
2021. It's not much difference. So in 40,000 you get the top model.
Hmm. Which is
In two
not too much. When you're spending
yeah,
2 lakhs, you might as well spend another 40,000.
exactly. And and especially seeing the bike, feeling it. These hog members who own a twin cylinder Harley Davidson, they
Hmm.
also said that this bike is something Harley did something impossible.
Hmm.
Getting that sound of a Harley with just a single cylinder engine, that was a task in itself. Though they modified the exhaust a bit, but it was difficult to get that out. And especially getting that feel. The bike is comfortable as per Indian markets. It is made for to go so that the bike makes sure that you can go it for a long ride, or
Hmm.
you can even go to your office every day. So the
Right,
bike is made
exactly. I
for
mean,
good.
so for a hardcore Harley owner, it becomes easier to commute to his office also on a Harley.
Exactly.
Right. So he does not have to keep a Splendor to go to Harley and
Exactly.
for tour you need.
Considering the fuel economy of the bike gives you 35 kilometer per kmpl mileage, which
You know
is very
what,
good.
like Anmol, I mean, a lot of case studies that I have seen, they say that okay, Indians didn't buy a Harley because of the mileage, but that was not the case.
Yeah,
For
that was not.
a 1200 cc Harley gives you about 25 kilometers per liter, above 25 kilometers, and sometimes on the highway you get about 30 kilometers per liter on a
Wow.
Harley. So the Harley engines are very good. The fuel efficiency is actually very good for the power that they give. So that was always there. So actually, fuel efficiency was never the case with the Harley. For an Indian with that kind of huge hunk of an engine,
Engine.
Harley was giving an excellent performance. So a lot of analysis that I've heard, like it is just the assumption of people that a badi bike hai to kam deti hogi, but that was never the case.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I think obviously if it is a single cylinder, they must have given a much better mileage out here with this.
Yes. And they have, especially what I liked about the bike is, once you start it, it
Hmm.
shows that Harley logo X440, and then that animation comes in.
You know
And
what? Like Royal Enfield has already done that with its speedometer.
right. Royal Enfield though. Harley is
Already. Like I don't give any extra points to Harley for those things. So, see, I'm a Royal Enfield hardcore Royal Enfield guy. So uh,
Anyways, yeah, but yeah, what they have done is they have done a very good job, I think, for the Indian market.
Hmm.
They will get good queries for it, and especially now, as Hero is there, Hero does a lot of marketing for them, so I am
Right.
constantly seeing their ads.
Hero owns the Indian market, and I think they'll give them that reach, that
Yes.
penetration that is required in the Indian.
And
Uh,
what I have heard about is that Hero in the next year, first quarter, they are going to open 400 premium dealerships which will sell this bike, because in the coming near future,
Maruti Nexa, I guess.
yeah, kind of Maruti next. And they have also registered another trademark for a Roadster 400cc, which will be launched in 2025. So that is already being done.
Okay, we can wait.
Yeah,
We can wait. We can wait. In that
we
case,
can wait.
right.
Yeah.
So
So I
a
think
lot
Hero
happening.
has,
I guess. A lot
yeah,
happening.
a lot happening, and Hero is going to take this big, because Harley needed the support that Hero is giving them, because
Hmm.
Harley couldn't, it's an American company. You cannot just tap in into get into the Indian market and sell it to everyone. You
Hmm.
can't do that, but Hero can because
You can.
Hero can.
And something tells me, see, Harley, not just in India, all over the world, Harley was in a big crisis. So when
Right.
Harley was leaving India, there was a huge question around the American market also, is Harley going to shut down? So what I feel, this comeback of Harley and the Indian penetration of Harley into Indian market might save Harley as a company also.
Right.
Because if they come up with bikes like X440, X440 would be like what Black Knight was for the Batman franchise.
Right.
It saved Batman franchise. So X440 is gonna be the Black Knight for Harley Davidson. Hey, I'm getting good at this. So X440, Harley should pay me for this. X440 is your Black Knight.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty good analysis. Pretty good
yes,
point.
so it is gonna actually, my prediction, X40 will revive Harley Davidson as a company all around the world. Because see, first of all, if Harley is able to do half of what Royal Enfield is doing in India, it is still a huge market.
Right.
And Indians are spending money on bike. Look at KTM; it is doing very well.
It is doing very well.
Benelli
Bajaj
is
is
doing
doing
very well in India.
now even and especially we forgot about one more player that has just come into the market, which is Triumph
Triumph,
with the
yes,
new
yes.
400 cc bike.
Yes, but see, I mean, like Harley is again had that effect. It's gonna have a ripple effect throughout the motorcycling
Right.
community. So mm, we we as consumers, we are in for a treat. There are a lot of good
Right.
bikes gonna enter India now. I mean, affordable good bikes. What
Yeah.
Indians
Yeah.
love, what
Totally.
we love, है ना? We want biryani, but in the dal chawal price. Right. We want biryani. We want our quality. Don't mind it. We won't take that. That is why Chinese companies are not doing well in India, because they lack the
Too much
quality.
quality. Yeah,
We
they lack quality.
we don't want that plastic pieces. We want that steel
Yeah, metal, heavy.
heavy.
We
The
consider the thing that is heavy, it is good quality.
down also, I can sell the iron and make some money out of
Yes.
it.
That's what we want. Yeah.
So let's understand the Indian mentality. What we want. No, no, no. I think that is actually not. That's not the case. Indians, for us Indians, uh, like the Americans, a vehicle is for life. So,
Right.
when I bought a Royal Enfield, मैं खरीदा हूँ, मेरा बेटा चलाएगा फिर उसका भी बेटा चलाएगा.
Exactly.
That was running in my head. So we see longevity in something, and
Yes.
anything made of plastic doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense to us.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Totally
yes,
agree with you.
if we are spending on plastic, then we might as well buy an Activa just for a daily commute. Then Activa is doing a good job. Why would
Yeah.
someone buy a fancy bike?
Totally agree with you.
So, but when someone is buying a motorcycle, it is out of passion. So he should, if for his passion, he should get some return. He should get that,
Exactly.
right, the chunky feel in his hand. And it's not dirty, man. This chat is going somewhere else.
By the way, why not for our audience? Let us show your bike to them.
Oh, no, no, no. Where did you get those pictures, man? I mean,
Well,
see, hardcore bikers would hate my bike, but you know what? Well, let's come to customization. Like another reason Harley and Royal Enfield both got famous, because, like I said, we can open it ourselves and we can customize it. We can give it a personality. Why does a person customize his bike? Is because they want the bike to look different. I mean, I don't want my
right.
Royal Enfield to look like any other Royal Enfield. Oh, पापा का बाइक जैसा दिखना चाहिए क्या?
So let's show the Baba special right to our audience.
No, please don't judge it as
Yeah.
no,
So the
that
basic
that,
thing
that
about the
wouldn't
bike is good.
be.
That's what I like.
That's not fully. I mean, that's not how it looks now. But yeah, I bought that seat from Rajputana Customs.
So
That
why not, as we go with the bike, why not you tell about what is Rajputana Customs and what they did to your bike?
Well, they didn't do anything. I just actually I love their work. I forgot the
Okay.
prince's name. What's his name? Uh, Ranvijay Singh or something. I forgot his name.
You see those
Sorry.
bullets?
Why don't you show the Rajputana Custom website? I'm actually a big fan of Rajputana. Uh,
Yeah. So
yeah, yeah,
this is Rajputana Customs website.
yeah. So I love their insignia, their logo. He's the man behind the, not him, the guy above. Yeah, the guy who's in the middle in this picture, he's the man behind Rajputana Customs. Uh, I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting his name. It's better not to say his name than wrong name.
I like their website.
Oh, I actually like the old website better. You know, once you open the website, Born to Be Wild would be playing. I love their logo that they have created. So he's a bike enthusiast, and he does his all his bikes have that local Rajasthani touch to it with koftgari and stuff like that. If you look at my seat, it is made out of that leather finish with there's no close-up picture, I guess, and the Indian, local Rajasthani design made on it. Uh, the seat is not that comfortable for a long ride. I went on a dirt track with this, and I broke my butt. But it was still fun. I mean, people, you can see their custom jeeps and all. I mean, I was roaming around with guys like those, and they loved my bike. Uh, but yes, people go to much. It is like, for us, a bike is like what Barbie doll is to girls. So
Right.
people, I mean, people go to way more extent than I did. I keep buying different accessories from bike. Abhi wo seat laga diya. I bought all the brass parts from Karol Bagh in Delhi. Replaced everything out there. Just wanted to do. If you could show the Orange County Customs website, I was highly influenced by their program. And I was in college in 2005. The American Customs show used to come on Discovery or National Geographic, one of those channels. And these guys used to build amazing choppers and that. So another this is another way in which Harley became popular. They started supporting the custom builders in
Right.
America. Sadly, in India,
Everyone wants their Harley to be unique.
yes,
Everyone wants it to be like,
sadly in India, customization has become illegal after 2017 or something.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, I remember I got caught by the company. You remember, right? I had come back.
yeah,
Hey, find me almost 5,000 rupees. I brought it down to 750 rupees because my everything is
custom.
modified in my bike. I won't say custom. Yeah, it is custom. I mean, I have done it myself.
Right,
So so whatever I can do with my limited resources, but I've tried to give it my own character. My bike looks different from other people's bike. That is uh, what I wanted from it. I could have done much better if I had the time and the money. So,
right.
like I said, a hardcore biker, motorcyclist, he might be. We might start getting those hate comments, ये तो नहीं है, ये क्या है, बकवास दिखा दिया. So that is why I was saying don't show it. So why did we come to start talking about customization is because Royal Enfield and Harley Davidson both became popular because people could chop these bikes up. They were actually very simple bikes. Even if you look at Harley, yes, the engine and all now is much computerized and stuff like that, but the entire bike is made out of metal. You can open it up, you can chop it up, you can give it your own character. Plus, Harley actually gives you the option of having the custom built bikes also, which is done by them.
Right.
And these days, I think Bajaj has come up with a Ronin. Bajaj Ronin is there, no? Like who has made TVS Ronin? TVS Ronin is there, which in which they hired. They've done four versions of Ronin. One was done by Rajputana Custom. Then there is a Filipino guy who's done it, and the four custom builders from around the world who have done worked on Ronin. And there are four versions of Ronin. Why don't you show Ronin as well? So nowadays, since Indian government has made it illegal for third-party customization of the bikes, the bike brands themselves are, allowing modifications on their, which has been done by them. So Royal Enfield sorry, Harley Davidson was already doing it.
So what is the thing we need to show to the
Ronin,
audience?
I think it's TVS Ronin. TVS Ronin. Uh, uh, I think this.
This is the one.
there are various versions of it. If you look at it, no, I mean, if you Ronin has various versions. I think there are four different versions that came out of Ronin. If you go to YouTube, there's a nice video about it.
Okay, so for our audience, what we can do is we can put it in the description
A
so that
link
they can
in the
access it.
description. So TVS partnered with all the custom builders and did a different version of Ronin, which was pretty cool. So yeah, so different. Again, people were, who are thinking, why are we talking about these things? Well, see, we were talking about different marketing gimmicks that are being followed in
These
the
bike companies have done to
like,
gain the market share, and that's
right,
why
right.
Harley has also come
How
back.
you go along with the market? How do you reach the target audience? How they are playing around the law for and making it easier for their consumers to get what they actually want. See, I mean, TVS gave it a really good thought by including custom builders in this because Indian government made it illegal and
Right,
you have to customize the bikes. So why not make it legal for them and give the customers what they want? I
right.
mean, customers are very sad we cannot customize a bike. I mean, the cops are catching me just for putting brass parts on my bike, which is not changing the performance of my bike in any way. But it is illegal. You can't even put a stripe on your vehicle. You can't put a different kind of paint on your vehicle. So what does one do? I mean, so the companies
It
are
is
filling,
very sad.
which is a very good thing. So with Harley coming with X440, Triumph with coming up with its 400cc version of Bonneville, which one is it?
I don't remember the name,
Hmm.
as most people are calling it Triumph 400 only.
Yeah, the Triumph 400, whatever you may call it. So
Hmm.
this shows that these companies they are thinking about the consumer and they are reaching out to the consumer, which is a very good thing
Right. It's
from
a
the
very
marketing perspective.
yeah. So
But
I
this
think
shows again, the production team and the marketing team working together,
yeah.
which usually doesn't. I mean, which is a very rare thing these days.
Right.
Earlier, that's how things were used to happen. But yes, marketing and production team they have to work together, and this is the best example.
For our audience, what we can do is we can also add the link of X440 how it was made in the description. They can go and watch it on Harley channel to understand how the production and the marketing departments work together to bring out that bike here in India.
I'm sure most of our viewers who are enthusiastic about biking, they must have seen it. But who people who haven't seen it and you are not into biking, but you want to understand marketing, please go and understand these brands. Through bikes, we have tried to explain about various marketing moves and diversification, and it has covered pretty much everything. So, yeah, viewers, if you have liked it, please get a thumbs
Give
up.
us a thumb up
If you didn't
and
like
subscribe to
something,
our channel.
please leave your comments. Please don't leave dirty comments. We'll not respond to it. But if you liked it, or if you have some constructive
Feedback for us, do
feedback for
email
us,
us.
please do leave it in the comments. We'll make sure we improve our content, and we get back to you like Harley has gotten back to us.